is Ray Cannon. I'm the Tech Integrationist for New Code Academy. Today for Tuesday's Tech Tips, we're going to talk about screen time. Have you ever heard people talk about screen time and say, oh, screen time is terrible for children? Well, that's because many people think of screen time in a certain way, and there's actually two types of screen time, and both are very different. So the first type of screen time is the one we kind of know, we've heard the worst stories about, and that's called passive screen time. That's when you sit in front of a screen and you just absorb. Think about just sitting and binge watching TV, or if you're just playing a repetitive video game, or you're just sitting and watching YouTube for hours. It doesn't activate the brain, it doesn't activate the body, it's just sitting back and absorbing. That's called passive screen time. That's the kind of time that most people think about when they say screen time, especially when they say screen time is bad. It is not the best type of screen time. In fact, you should limit that kind of time. It's not the worst thing to have, but it should be limited to a certain amount of time a day so that they're not spending too much time just consuming. But there is another type of screen time, which is actually much better for children's brains, and that's called active screen time. That's when they're on their screen time doing something that is physically, mentally active. So they're coding. They're going in, they're programming something. So instead of just playing that repetitive video game, they're creating one. So now their brains are active. They're thinking about, what is the character? How do I draw it? How do I shape it? How do I get this character to move from here to here? How do I get the character to jump? It's all that problem solving to get the game to where they want it to be. So they're not just playing the game, they're creating the game. They're engaging their brains in many different ways to get this game to happen. Or things like creating a video. Instead of just sitting and watching a YouTube video, have them make a video. Because now they're scripting, they're writing, they're acting, they are practicing, they're doing all the things that activate the brain, activate the body in a creative fashion. So that it's not just absorbing, it's now creating. And then they could do like I'm doing and put a green screen behind you, which allows them a whole lot more ability to try different things. And again, being creative. It's, problem solving. It's all these things we want them to be able to do as adults, but they're doing it through just play and fun as a child. Even though it uses a screen, they're not just sitting and staring at the screen. Other things that like math games or educational games, chances to practice what they're learning. Those activate the brain. They're chances to practice their skills. They're chances to go in and just really use the brain to, again, problem solve. So when you hear about screen time, people say, oh, screen time is bad. It's not all bad. Yes, it should be limited. Yes, screen time should be should be monitored. They shouldn't be on their devices 24/7. But if they're using their screens in an active fashion, they're going to get a lot more out of it than if they're just sitting and absorbing. And this could become more fun for them as well, because instead of sitting back going, I am bored, now they're creating something and they're having fun. So, turn the screen time problem around and turn it into something positive and active and fun for the student, and use it wisely. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.